There is a plant that can do the work of a dozen different lawn products at once. It costs almost nothing. It grows in nearly any yard in the country, and almost no homeowner has ever heard its name. That is not because it was banned. It was not banned. It is because nobody in the lawn care business has a reason to tell you about it. Today, I'm going to fix that. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why your lawn keeps disappointing you and the simple shift that turns it around. Let me start with the uncomfortable truth about lawn care. The companies you pay every month are not in the business of fixing your lawn. They are in the business of maintaining it. Those are two completely different things. A fixed lawn does not need a monthly visit. A maintained lawn needs one forever. I am not saying these companies are evil. I am saying their incentive points away from the thing you actually want. You want a lawn that takes care of itself. They want a lawn that keeps needing them, so they treat symptoms. Brown patch shows up, they spray a fungicide. Weeds show up, they spray an herbicide. Insects show up, they spray an insecticide. Every spray is a visit, and every visit is a charge. Nothing in that cycle ever addresses why the problems keep coming back. And here's the part that matters. The problems keep coming back because the lawn underneath has no defenses of its own. That is the real issue. Not the weeds, not the bugs, not the fungus. The missing defense system. So, let me tell you about that plant I mentioned at the start. It is a type of grass that carries a natural partner inside it. A beneficial fungus called an endophyte that lives within the grass blades. Researchers at Penn State and other turfgrass programs have studied these grasses for decades. The endophyte produces compounds that naturally deter many surface-feeding insects. Things like chinch bugs, sod webworms, and billbugs tend to avoid grass that carries it. No insecticide required. The defense is built into the plant. This is not a secret formula, and it is not a miracle. It is sold under names like endophyte, enhanced tall fescue, and certain perennial ryegrass varieties. You can find it if you know to look for the endophyte rating on the seed label. Most homeowners never look, because nobody ever told them it existed. That single change, overseeding with an endophyte grass, replaces a whole category of insecticide treatments. That is one of the dozen jobs I mentioned. Now let me be honest with you about something. I cannot fit the entire method into one video. What I can do here is show you the principle and the most important steps. The full step-by-step protocol, the seed sourcing details, the exact timing by climate zone, and the recipes I put together inside a guide called the Resilient Lawn Guide. The link for that is the first one in the description below. It is the complete version of what I am walking through right now. If you want it, it is there. If you just want the free lesson, keep watching, because the next part is the most useful thing in this whole video. Let me give you the second big lever, soil temperature. Not air temperature, soil temperature. There's a window each spring and fall when the soil sits right around 55 degrees. That window is when grass seed germinates best and when roots take up nutrients most efficiently. Apply seed or feeding outside that window and a large share of your effort literally washes away. Inside that window, the same effort does several times the work. A cheap soil thermometer tells you when the window opens. That is it. That is the trick the lawn programs never build their schedule around, because their schedule is built around their root, not your soil. Time you're overseeding and feeding to that window and you stop wasting money on applications that we're never going to take. The third lever is the soil itself. A healthy lawn is built on living soil, full of microbes that feed the roots. You can rebuild that biology with compost and with compost tea, which is simply compost steeped in aerated water. Michigan State and other programs have researched how soil biology supports turf health. Feed the soil and the soil feeds the grass. That reduces your dependence on bagged synthetic fertilizer. Another job replaced. Now, what about weeds? You have probably heard that household vinegar kills weeds. Here is the accurate version, because the details matter for your safety. Ordinary grocery store vinegar is weak and mostly burns the tops of young weeds. Stronger horticultural vinegar does work as a contact herbicide, but at higher concentrations, acetic acid can cause serious skin and eye burns, so it must be handled with care and proper protection. It is not a magic weed eraser, and I am not going to pretend it is. It is a real tool for spot treating young weeds on driveways and in beds used carefully. The more durable answer for weeds in a lawn is a thick, healthy, well-rooted turf that does not leave open space for weeds to move into in the first place. That brings everything together. None of these levers is exotic. Endophyte grass for insect defense, the soil temperature window for timing, living soil for nutrition, a dense canopy so weeds have nowhere to land. Stack those together and you have replaced most of what you were paying someone to spray, one product at a time, month after month. That is the plant and the system around it that almost nobody talks about. Not because it is forbidden, but because it is not profitable for the people selling the monthly visit. If you want the complete protocol with the exact steps, timing, and sourcing, the first link in the description has the Resilient Lawn Guide. And if this was useful to you, subscribe, so this kind of information stays where homeowners can actually find it.